So what we're going to be doing with this car is just basically touching up factory fresh. We have the OEM wheels, OEM paint, championship white, new valve cover, refresh. It's going to be nice.
Welcome to the Rev Hot Garage. Right here we have a 96 Integra Type R. JDM spec, came from the UK, and as you can see, needs a little bit of love. The engine in this particular car is probably one of the most sought after in the JDM world. V18 C5, getting a little bit of a refresh, as well as many of the components on the car, including suspension, exhaust, and a lot of nuts and bolts that have just gotten rusted from being close to the seat. So a lot of the components, after many years, almost 3 decades, look like this. What they're gonna get replaced with, brand new from the factory. On a lot of these JDM cars, especially coming from the UK, rust buildup on almost every single component. From pulleys, bolts, brake components, the whole shot. So part of what we're going to do is a partial restoration, paint the engine bay, change a lot of the fittings, zinc coated bolts, just make it nice as if it was brand new. Many of the cars we get in, especially from Japan, they're near the coast, salt water, there's a lot of rust buildup on suspension. You can always tell. Now this is better than most, but as part of our process in either selling cars or keeping them for ourselves, we take a look at these components and try to replace and or fix if necessary. The exhaust, a lot of the undercoating and whatnot, rust can break through, break free, stuff like that. Up front here, you can see the front subframe, and almost all the suspension is just done. There's not much we can do about other than surface rust. So all this will be replaced. This right here, taking it to the body shop, will grind down most of the rust and then paint over it in order to prevent further rusting. Takes the rust off, kind of restores the base metal. So that's an example. These were completely rusted. Then throw a coat of paint right over it. It'll look really good. So what you see on a lot of the engines is this surface corrosion from being by the sea. And a lot of this can be cleaned up. If it starts to rust, well, that's the end of this block. But you can see here, not too bad, just on the surface, more like dust than anything. So it'll wash off nicely. For a car being 30 years old, really not bad, or 25, whatever it is. Not too bad underneath the hood here. So, I thought it was pretty clean considering. No reason to take it off with the amount of miles it has. Do a valve adjustment as necessary. So part of what we're doing with the suspension, front and rear, as you can see in here, it looks like someone had tried to undercoat it at one point, probably to cover up the rust, but it just chips away and there's nothing but rust underneath. So all of this will get replaced, along with part of the calipers that seems to have a lot of rust on it as well. New rotors and pads, the whole shot.
definitely snapped an axle.
See a problem?
Oh God.
Won't stay in there.
Yikes.
That's part of the rusty components. And then the clutch. I mean, it's just toasted. Absolutely toasted. If I knew some place that resurfaced anymore, this would still be good because it's got a lot of thickness left on it. But it'll just go in Honda bin.